Hi students, the last class we started Unit 1 from Geography, Resources. I hope that you understood what you mean by resources, what you mean by utility or usability and value, economic value, the resources have economic value and the resources do not have economic value. Example of economic value is metal and the resources have no economic value is the natural scenes such as perennial flora of rivers and landscapes etc. Then we start the types of resources and discuss the types of resources such as natural resources on the basis of the level of development, the use, store, distribution, etc. Resources can be classified as natural resources, human-made natural resources are classified as actual resources and potential resources. On the basis of level of development and use, natural resources are divided into actual resources and potential resources. On the basis of its origin, natural resources are divided into biotic and abiotic resources. On the basis of accessibility, resources can be classified as renewable and non-renewable resources. Okay. Today we will learn on the basis of distribution of resources. Resources can be divided or classified as ubiquitous resources and localized resources. On the basis of distribution. Distribution means where this particular resources found. Okay, on the basis of the resources found in certain places or the resources found in places everywhere, we can classify resources as ubiquitous resources and localized resources on the basis of distribution. Okay, here do you remember on the basis of level of development and its use, what are the factors that affected the classification of resources? The alternate factors are the level of development, use, then store, the distribution and its origin. Okay. On the basis of level of development and use, resources can be classified as actual resources and potential resources. You all know what were the importance of actual resources and potential resources. Actual resources, we can count the quantity, and in potential resources we cannot count the quantity. How much resources remain in such places. Then actual resources we use, the resources we using our present day, that they are actual resources. In the case of potential resources, we can only use it as future after invent the new technology to use that potential resource. What were the example of the actual resource? Actual resources we using the coal. We use the black soil in Deccan region and the Ruhr region can found the Ruhr region in Germany found plenty of coal deposits. Okay, these are the actual resources. We use coal and we use the black soil in our present day situation. But in the case of potential resources, we have plenty of deposition of uranium in Ladakh and we have plenty of wind energy. But these are the resources to create energy. But till this time we cannot use these resources because of absence of technology. Okay, these are potential resources. Then we discuss what on the basis of origin, resources can be classified as abiotic and biotic resources. Abiotic resources are non-living organisms such as air, water, rocks, minerals, etc. And biotic resources are living organisms such as plants and animals. Then we discuss on the basis of accessibility. Then we divided natural resources are renewable and non-renewable resources. Renewable resources are resources which replenished quickly. Water, air, land, soil, etc. Solar energy, wind energy, etc. are renewable resources. But in the case of water, land, soil, and air, it is down because it is in the case of air polluted day by day by the activities of man. Then water is polluted and we face water shortage in many places in the different parts of the world. Then in the case of land degradation become more dangerous in the present situation. We heard the previous year, we heard the flood in the different regions of Kerala, Wayanad and other hilly areas where here we observe soil erosion and land degradation. These are activities these are occurred as a result of activities of man. Which activities? We can do several activities on land and natural resources. But what type of activities? We carefully handle nature with the technology. Otherwise, what happened? This type of natural forces, where these types of natural forces are dangerous or challenge the human survival in future. Okay. And then we discuss renewable resources. Renewable resources are resources which are renewed or replenished quickly. In the case of water, air, and land, soil, etc., are in most dangerous situation in present day. Then non-renewable resources are the resources not renewed because its stock are very limited. In the case of petroleum, coal, and natural gases, this very limited stock. Once it's depleted, there is no chance to renew quickly. Okay. Then now we will discuss on the basis of distribution. Natural resources can be divided into ubiquitous and localized. What are the ubiquitous resources? Ubiquitous resources found everywhere. Everywhere. What are the resources we can find everywhere? In our surroundings, we feel the presence of air and the presence of solar energy and presence of wind. And these are the ubiquitous natural resources. Okay? Ubiquitous natural resources are found everywhere. Example is air, solar energy, etc. Solar light, etc. Okay. But in the case of localized resources, these resources, we can see these resources in certain places only. These resources are copper, iron, and these metals, minerals, etc. are found certain places only. Can we find copper in our surroundings? No. Can we find coal in our surroundings? No. But in the case of ubiquitous resources, we can find air everywhere. We can find solar energy everywhere. So these are ubiquitous. Okay. Localized, these resources can be seen in certain places only. Example, copper and iron. How can we classify resources as ubiquitous and localized? On the basis of distribution. Okay? On the basis of distribution, the natural resources can be classified into ubiquitous and localized. Okay? Sometimes question is like that, distinguish between ubiquitous and localized resources. Then another important question, distinguish between renewable and non-renewable resources. Then on the basis of origin, natural resources can be divided into two, which are the distinguish between biotic and abiotic resources. Then on the basis of level of development, resources can be classified as actual and potential resources. To notice one thing, every categories of natural resources, you will write each examples of each classification. Okay, I already told you what are the examples of each resources. You examples we can or list out. In the case of renewable resources, air, water, soil, then minerals, not minerals, air, water, solar, light, wind, etc. are examples of renewable resources. Examples of non-renewable resources are coal, petroleum, and natural gas. Then, in the case of potential resources, examples are the uranium deposits in Ladakh and plenty of wind energy, solar energy, etc. Solar energy, not wind energy. All types of energy are here, but technology is absent to create how this energy, these resources become energy. Then examples of actual resources. Which are the examples of actual resources? The soil, black soil in Deccan region, and then coal in Ruhr region of Germany. Okay. Then example of ubiquitous resources are the air, water, the resources can found everywhere. Are the examples of ubiquitous resources. Localized resources are copper, iron ore, and such type of minerals are examples of localized resources. Okay. Here another important classification was classification is entered. Okay, let's revise the types of resources. Types of resources are on the basis of level of development and use, actual and potential resources. On the basis of level of development and its use, so natural resources can be divided into actual and potential resources. On the basis of origin, natural resources can be classified as abiotic and biotic. Abiotic and biotic resources. On the basis of its distribution, we can classify natural resources as ubiquitous and localized resources. Then, on the basis of accessibility, we can classify natural resources are renewable and non-renewable resources. Renewable and non-renewable. These are the main contents of types of resources. Okay? Which are the types of resources? Actual and potential resources, abiotic and biotic resources, ubiquitous and localized resources, renewable and non-renewable resources. On the basis of which are the basic criteria or the classification? The criteria of actual and potential resources are the level of development and its use. Okay? The level of development and its use, natural resources can be classified as actual and potential resources. On the basis of origin, what is the criteria of classification of abiotic and biotic? The criteria of the origin. On the basis of origin, resources can be classified as biotic and abiotic resources. Then, on the basis of distribution, the criteria of classification of resources ubiquitous and localized was distribution. Okay, on the basis of distribution, ubiquitous and localized. Then, on the basis of accessibility, resources can be classified as renewable and non-renewable. Here is not mentioned accessibility. In your higher standard after class 10th, you can elaborately study the detailed portions of resources. So, its continuous portion you will study in the 10th standard. Okay, more and more you will study in this standard actual and potential resources on the basis of level of development and use. But in the 10th standard, you also study on the basis of ownership, how can be classified, on the basis of store, how can be classified, and so many classification is you study in your 10th standard. Okay. So these are the types of resources. You will remember what are the criteria of this classification. Criteria or factors where factors are whichever factors of classification of these natural resources: level of development, use, distribution, stock, then exhaustibility, etc. Okay. Then the types of resources, we only discuss the natural resources. Okay. Types of resources, we only discuss about natural resources. These are types. Which are the types? First one, natural resource. Second one, human-made resources. Human-made resources. Okay. Types of resources are natural resources, human-made resources, and human resources. Human resources we will study in following seconds. Okay. First we will discuss natural resources. Natural resources are classified into actual and potential resources, then abiotic and biotic resources, then renewable and non-renewable resources, then ubiquitous and localized resources. Then the types of resources. From the types of resources, the second one is human-made resources. We already discussed the resources we get or drawn by nature directly are called the natural resources. It has no modification. But in the case of human-made resources, when the natural resources modified by human beings, that become human-made resources. Okay. When suppose an example, we see the benches and the chairs made of wood. In the nature, we can see these benches and desks or chairs in the we are seen in nature as trees. Trees are the natural resources. When we cut down these trees and make chairs and tables, it become man-made resources. And another example, the metals like iron, copper, gold, etc. get directly from nature in it is pure form. After getting in the hands of humans, we made these metals like gold and silver are used to make ornaments. Then aluminium and iron, etc. used to make utensils, and iron was used to make buildings, bridges, etc. Okay. These pure forms of natural resources changed by human beings for construction of buildings, bridges, and other purposes. So after modification, these resources become human-made resources. From the title human-made, we can understand what you mean by human-made resources. The resources made by human. What resources the humans modified? What type of resources? The natural resources. The changes that are created by human beings to natural resources. After changes, these natural resources become human-made resources. Okay, human-made becomes sometimes natural substances become resources only when their original form has been changed. നമുക്ക് പ്രകൃതിയിൽ നിന്ന് ഡയറക്റ്റ് ആയിട്ട് കിട്ടുന്ന അയണോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഗോൾഡ് ഇതൊക്കെ എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നു? മനുഷ്യൻ അതിനകത്ത് മാറ്റം വരും, മോഡിഫിക്കേഷൻ വരുമ്പോൾ അതെന്തായി മാറി? മനുഷ്യൻ നിർമ്മിത വസ്തുക്കളായിട്ട് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഹ്യൂമൻ മെയ്ഡ് റിസോഴ്സുകളായി മാറി. Iron was not a resource until people learned to extract iron from it. Iron എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമുക്കറിയാം കുഞ്ഞു തരികളാണ് ഈ മണ്ണിലൊക്കെ കാണും. പക്ഷേ അത് എക്സ്ട്രാക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നത് വരെ അത് എന്തല്ലായിരുന്നു? റിസോഴ്സ് ആയിരുന്നില്ല. Then people use natural resources to make buildings, bridges, and roads, machinery, and vehicles, which are known as human-made resources. നമുക്കറിയാം ഈ ഏതൊക്കെ ഫീൽഡ് നമ്മൾ യൂസ് ചെയ്യും? To make buildings and to make bridges and vehicles and most of the things made by humans, we can see the content of iron. So after use by humans, this is become or this resource changed into human made. Okay. Technology is also a human made resource. To make this resource, these natural resources, to become natural resources, human use technology. What type of technology humans use natural resources to change natural resources or human resources? Suppose we to cut down trees. To cut down trees, we use several technologies and weapons. Then through mining, we get minerals. What type of technology they use? Then to extract petroleum from the during the mining, we use technology. These are the technology. To natural resources become human-made resources. Technology helps the human beings. To use technology, human have a skill. Then another important types of resources are human resources. Human resources. Okay. Natural resources are very important. There is so many classification. Human-made resources are very simple because when natural resources become or when humans change the natural resources to its another form, or when humans changes the natural resource, it become human-made resources. Then last one, human resources. Human resources means we are humans, we are also resources. We are the resources ourselves. You are the resources. Each one are resources. I am also resources. Every person has its own ability to fulfill their resources. Say in the case of peasant, a peasant have a resource. What is the resource of peasant? He make food grains for everyone in the country. So he have his own skill. So whenever shortage of food and sometimes in the field of any problems occur in agriculture field, the scientists make a suggestion to overcome this problem. Scientists have education and skill to find solutions. So scientists are resourceful in one way, peasants are resourceful in another way. We are the students. We have the ability to solve some problems in our own small problems. We are the resources, and we are the resources of our parents, and you are the resources of our teachers. We are the resources of you, and humans are also resources. Okay, if we tell about human resource, people can make the best use of nature to create more resources when they have the knowledge, skill and the technology. Human make resources from nature by using his skill, knowledge and technology. Okay? To become human resource, we use our skill, then our knowledge and our technology to change natural things to become a human-made thing. To change natural resources by human-made resources, human resources are important. Humans want skill, knowledge and technology to extract these resources. Okay? Resources can be classified as natural resources, human-made resources, and human resources. Okay. What do you mean by human resource? Okay. We discussed what we mean by human resource. What I mean by human resource development. Human resources are based on skill, technology, and ability, etc. With the help of this skill, knowledge, and technology, we can improve our quality. What quality? What quality? Able to create more resources. To create more resources, humans have more ability. With the help of skill, knowledge, and technology. That is known as human resource development. Okay? What do you mean by human resource development? Improving the quality of human skill who are able to create more resources is known as human resource development. Okay? What do you mean by human resource? People are resources. Okay. Humans are resources, that is known as human resource. When humans are resourceful, when he achieve skill, knowledge, and technology, humans become resource. How to improve human skill, technology, and technology and knowledge through education and healthcare. Okay. For improving the humans, we can improve the quality of people's skill and increasing their knowledge and training to running technology. If we will do that, we can improve our quality. Each human beings can improve our knowledge. So we will go to school and study well and become a human resource, and we will increase our skill, knowledge, and capacity to use technology day by day. Okay, that is human resource development. Okay, we studied what we mean by resource, then what we mean by utility, value, and types of resources. Types of resources are natural resources, human-made resources, and human resource. Types of classification of natural resources are actual resources and potential resources. Then abundant resources and biotic resources, ubiquitous resources and localized resources. Then renewable resources and non-renewable resources. Then another types of resources are human-made resources. The last one, human resources. What do we mean human resource development? When people improve their quality with the help of skill, technology, and knowledge, it is known as human resource development. Okay. Resources are depleted day by day by the human activities. So we will conserve these resources for future generations. What will do for that conserve these resources? What will we do? Here we already told you the chapter is beginning with the conversation with Amma and Monu and here Mona and Raju. Here at night, here Mona had a nightmare. She dreamed for her dream. The dream was she dreamed that all the water on the earth had dried up and all the trees cut down, and there was no shade and nothing to eat or drink. People were suffering and roaming around desperately looking for food and water. Monu dreamed for her dream. What did she see in her dream? Her dream was everywhere in the surroundings, everywhere the water is dried up and there is no trees and no shade and no food and water to drink. What will we do in such a situation? Suppose such a situation, what will we do? Suppose here it is a dream only, but actually some areas happen same situation. Where did happen this situation? here in the 6th and 9th August, the day 6th and 9th August, do you know what is the importance of these days? The 6th day is known as Hiroshima Day and the 9th August was known as Nagasaki Day. What is the importance of this day? Every year we memorize these days, and some schools, children wear something silent to memorize these people. What is the importance of the day August 6th? Did you hear the World Wars? In 1945, World Wars, the Second World War ended with the nuclear bombing in Japan, in Hiroshima, in 6th August and 9th August. These days are very unforgettable days to live in the world. During that, till this time, some places, till this time, even a plant is not grown. Because of the nuclear bomb affected these areas in such a manner. So, this is not only a dream, it will happen any time. Ask this situation, what will we do? There is can you imagine the situation in which there is no plants surrounding us and there is no water? How will we survive in this, on this earth? How will we survive? There is very difficult to survive. Mona brings such a situation. Then she told her mother about her dream. Then asked her, Mama, is it really happened? Amma replied, yes, this is happened when such a situation. Or overusing or the activities of human is not good, or human interact with the nature without a judicial manner or logical manner, it will happen anytime. So what will we do? Using resources carefully and giving them time to get renewed. We overusing resources. When we overusing resources, there is no time to renew that particular resources. So what will we do? When we use resources carefully, we use resources carefully and we use not for our greedy purposes, only our basic purposes. If so, in such a manner, we can protect our resources and transfer for future generation. Okay. So that is known as conservation of resources. How do we conserve resources? We use resources carefully and giving them time to get renewed is called a resource conservation. If we do such a manner, we can balance the nature. Balancing the need to use resources and also conserve them. We can use properly and conserve them for future. Okay. So we can balance between the using and conserving. Okay. What will we do nowadays? We overuse these resources and not conserve for future generation. That is the problem to use resources today. Then to protect and transfer for future generation is called sustainable development. This compromise, we use any resources with compromise with the future. But many of the situation, the humans use these resources not compromising with the future. Some resources are extincted from our surroundings. So in the future generation even cannot see that resources. So what will we do? We conserve resources for future, that is known as sustainable development. Okay? Okay? Here we discuss what we mean by conservation of resources and what we mean by sustainable development. Then each person can contribute by reducing consumption, recycling and reusing things. To conserve resources, the mothers, we limited the uses, limited our use. Then some items or some resources we can recycling again and again. Recycling, recycling resources, and we should reuse some resources. Reuse resources. These are the methods to conserve resources. What were the methods to conserve resources? First, use of resources should be limited. Limit. Then limit the use of resources. Then recycling the resources and reuse the resources. That are the methods to conserve resources. To balance between our own living organism and our planet, we should do this conservation. Okay. Then, therefore, it is our duty to ensure that all uses of renewable resources are sustainable. All renewable resources are sustainable to future. So, renewable resources are protected. When we all know it is renew or replenishment quickly, even though some renewable resources like the water, air are depleted day by day. So, the use should limit. Then, the diversity of life on earth is conserved. We should ensure to protect our diversity of life on earth is conserved. Different types of species, thousands of millions of species live in our surroundings. That organisms, which microorganisms and wild animals, and such a type of diversity we can see in our surroundings. We should conserve all types of species. Okay. Then the damage to natural environmental system is minimized. Balance to the natural environmental system. Okay. These are the methods to conserve, and it is the duty of every individual to protect our nature. Okay. Here we discuss what are resources. Resources are anything that can be used to satisfy human needs are called resources. Anything that has utility or usability are resources. What is utility? Utility or usability is an object or substance is resource. Then value. Every resource has its own value. It has economic value. Resources which have economic value and resources which have no economic value. Okay. Here types of resources are of three types: natural resources, human-made resources, and human resources. Natural resources are classified on the basis of development, its use, distribution, store, and origin. Okay, and its sustainability. Then human-made resources. Then we know human resources and human resource development. Then conservation of resources, and here we learn the methods to conserve resources. What are the duties to protect our resources for sustainable development? Okay, here. Okay, here's some activities. First, distinguish between following. Now you are able to distinguish this following natural resources. Classification of natural resources. Sometimes it is a chance to distinguish between actual and potential resources. Then distinguish between abiotic and biotic resources. Then distinguish between renewable and non-renewable resources. Then distinguish between ubiquitous and localized. One or two questions is very must, and they should study properly these distinguished or division. Okay, these are the classification of natural resources. Okay, resources are classified as three: natural resources, human-made everywhere. That is air, water, etc. But some resources we cannot find everywhere. Copper, iron, and some minerals or metals we cannot find everywhere. So here the answer is the some resources found everywhere, and some resources we can see certain places only. Okay, so the distribution of resources I will leave over there. Then what is resource conservation? We all know we use carefully using resources and we give time to renew that resource is called resource conservation. Then sometimes what is resource conservation and what are the methods to conserve resources? The question is like that. We can answer the methods where we use limited resource, then we give time to renew, then some resources we can recycling, some resources we can reuse. Okay, these are the methods to conserve. Why are human resources are important? Any object or substance become resource, human resource is very important because it has only the skill, knowledge and technology to get resources. Okay, so human resources are very important. Then what is sustainable development? Here involves the definition of sustainable development. You can say carefully utilizing resources so that this is meeting the requirements of present generation. Also take care of future generation. എന്താണ് സസ്റ്റൈനബിൾ ഡെവലപ്മെന്റ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്? ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്ന പ്രസന്റ് ജനറേഷനായി നമ്മൾ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്ന നമ്മുടെ ആവശ്യങ്ങൾ നമ്മൾ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്, അതേപോലെ തന്നെ നമ്മൾ ഈ റിസോഴ്സ് ട്രാൻസ്ഫർ ചെയ്ത് കൊടുക്കണം, ഫ്യൂച്ചർ ജനറേഷന് ട്രാൻസ്ഫർ ചെയ്ത് കൊടുക്കാം എന്നുള്ളതാണ് സസ്റ്റൈനബിൾ ഡെവലപ്മെന്റ് കൊണ്ട് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. Okay, I hope that you understood this topic. We will meet with another class with another topic. Goodbye.